So last week, we talked around the mindset. I wanted to cover on that first because I want to remove that limiting bullshit belief that most of you have that if I haven't got money, I can't get started in property. There's a shitload of ways that you can get started in property. I'm going to do another little thing here and let's see if I can... Will, who is on my team, he did a video in I think 55 seconds. I'm going to use his model. I'm going to see if I can do it quicker than 55 seconds. So 55 seconds, timer starts now. How to stack a deal with no cash. So, property worth 100 grand. It means to sell for 100 grand on the street. On average, they're selling for 100 grand. You negotiate it for 75 grand. If you get a 75% LTV, meaning loan to value, it means you can get 75% loan to you. So, if you find a property, it's worth 100 grand, and you can get 75% LTV, it means they will loan you 75 grand if their loan on the market value, which is that figure there. And if they do that, it means you've got your 75 grand. Was that quicker than you, Will? And that's the type of thing that we go through. So, how to find properties that we can lend against the market value, not the purchase price. So that was just another quick example. Right, something else I want to cover is I want to cover increasing your value. So remember what I said last week. You will be paid in direct proportion to the amount of value you give the marketplace. So if you are in a job and you have a look at those above you and those below you, or wherever you are on that sliding scale, those at the top end will be the ones that have got the most experience, most qualifications, most responsibility. So they're adding more value to that business. Those at the lower end, so when I started out and I was an apprentice, obviously you're not bringing as much to the table. So when I started out doing plumbing and roofing, I didn't know a lot about it. So you're not bringing as much value as the guy who's been doing it for, say, 10 years. And the guy who's been doing it 10 years, he's maybe not bringing as much value as the guy who's got gas qualified and stuff like that. So the amount of value that you bring to the marketplace, you will always be paid in direct proportion. Eventually it balances itself out. So, how to increase your value so you can get paid more. So, if you're in a job, so if you're employed right now in your job, you've got to flip this on its head. So, do not look and go, when you pay me more, I will perform at a higher level. Life doesn't work that way. So, there's something called be, do, have. Be, do, have. So, people think that when I have something, then I'll be it, then I'll do it. Life doesn't work that way. You've got to be it first. So, in any role at all, when I was in the military, I was always looking at 2 up. So, 2 ranks above me. So, when I was a sapper, I was looking at the section commanders, the corporals. When I was a lance corporal, I was looking at sergeants. When I was a corporal, I was looking at staff sergeants. And I was going, what are they doing that I'm not doing that pays them more and puts them in a higher position than me? So, in your role, don't take that attitude of when you pay me more, I'll work harder or I'll do more hours. That's bullshit. It'll never ever come. I'll tell you that now. I've always had the mentality, and I had it in the army, and that's the reason why I got promoted quicker than what my peers did. Because I had the attitude to be at a level further than what I was. So do more than what you paid for, and eventually you'll get paid more than what you do. So that'll catch up to a point where you'll go into a higher profile type role. So add more value to the business you work for. Have a look at your director who you potentially work for in your business and go, what can I do right now for that business that's going to help that business move forward? What can I do? And you might be an apprentice. You might have just started out. You might be straight out of school, for example. I guarantee there's things that you can do in that business that'll save your boss, that company, money. And it might be, for example, let's say you're a labourer. So you've started out in construction, you've got no qualifications right now, haven't got a lot of skills, and you've been asked to go fill rubbish bags and put them in the skip. And that might be something as simple as, instead of getting all the bags of rubbish and throwing them into the skip, getting the bags of rubbish and pouring them out into the skip and keeping the bags. And you going to your boss and saying, boss, I've found a way how we can save £1,000 a year. So I've worked out, I've rang the merchants, and these plastic bags are 20 pence a bag, and I've worked out every time we get a skip, we're throwing 50 bags away, for example. So it's costing us 10 quid. Every single time that we've got a skip, it's costing us 10 quid. And I've worked out we have X amount of skips per year and we're wasting £1,000 a year. If the lads were to pour the rubbish out and recycle the bags, I've worked out that a bag will last about 50 times. Now, if you go to your boss with something like that, think about it. They're going to look and they're going to go, wow, that person is not just coming to fill bags of rubbish. They're actually thinking about how they can develop the business that they're in, how they can make savings, how they can push the business forward. And I guarantee you, when you put that energy transfer out, it'll come back. So that might mean promotion quicker. It might mean more pay. It means when opportunities come, you'll be the one that's looked ahead of other people. So if you're employed, look at how you can offer more value than what you're doing right now. Look at one above, two above at your managers and go, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And if I want one of those roles, what do I need to do? Because there's a thing where most employees will look at their managers and they'll probably think that their managers are being arsey. Like, why are they telling us to do this? Why are they telling us to do that? The reason why they're managers is because they think differently to apprentices. It's as simple as that. So they might want to know, what's the cost of this? How much are we spending on that? What's the return on investment for doing this particular activity? How much are these pens costing? So all of that detail, and as an employee, you might think that that's bullshit, but that's the reason that they're managers. So my advice is, look at 1, 2 above your level and look at what they're doing and think, how can I do what they're doing, or how can I bring something to my business or to their business? If you are unemployed right now, so if you're unemployed, COVID's hit you, you've lost your job, look at how you can offer value to someone else. So right now, can you be rewriting your CV? Could you be doing something like creating videos, a 2-3 minute video, and instead of waiting for somebody to knock on your door to go, hey Bob, would you like a job? You sending your CV off and a short video of to a director or a business. So if you sent a video to me and went, hey Stephen, here's a 2-minute video, hope you've got time to watch it. I've been studying your business, I've had a look on your website, and I've had a look at your YouTube channel. I've noticed a couple of mistakes. That's not to point anything out because you're a very professional company, but I feel I could add value to your business and I'm willing to make some of these changes to you. I'm willing to work along your business for 6 weeks to show you my worth, and I don't want paying anything for it at all. Now, if somebody comes to me with that type of attitude and I look and I go, oh wow, they've pointed something out, then you're going to give people an opportunity. If you knock on doors like that, then things will happen for you. If you sit back on your ass, things aren't going to happen. It's as simple as that. If you sit there whinging, moaning about COVID, about the government, and that there's no opportunities, you aren't going to get any. However, if you go create your own opportunities by adding value to somebody else, getting off your ass, improving your CV, sending videos out there, and demonstrating why you're better than other people. So, something I pride myself on is my standards. And I know that that can be difficult for certain people. So people around me, they'll either come to my standards or fuck off. It's as simple as that. And I had that mentality in the army. So in my section, we always worked harder than the other sections. Simple as that. So if there's any guys on here and they know me from the army, they will know that generally you had 3 sections. 1, 2 and 3 sections. And other sections used to say, because I was a section commander in charge of my section, and the other sections used to say, I'd never want to be in Stephen's section because he works his lads harder, they've got a lot more to do. And I used to say to my lads, look, why them fuckers are sat around and they're not doing anything? We have a higher standard than them. We're going to deliver on this, we're going to deliver on that. And if they used to come to me and say, but they get an hour for the dinner, and I'd say, we aren't them. We have half an hour for our dinner. We've got higher standards. That's why we're one section. So I always had that higher level of what I expected. People would either come up to that level or they wouldn't make it. As simple as that. So raise your standards. Write that down. Raise your standards of how you show up. So, do you show up 10 minutes late or do you show up 10 minutes early? Do you try and just get by, skive to survive, which was a word that was thrown about in the army? Oh yeah, skive to survive. Me, personally, I think that's fucking bullshit. If you've got the attitude of skive to survive, then that's what you'll get back out of life. Simple as that. And when other people used to go, oh, it's bullshit, why is he being promoted? Why is he ahead of us? Why is he ahead of us? And I used to remind them, do you remember last year when you were saying skive to survive? I was the one that was coming in when yous fuckers went home. I was the one that was in half an hour before yous lot. When we needed volunteers, I was the one that done it. When we were in Afghan and Iraq, I was the one that went out first and came home last. That's why I've been promoted. So I have that tough, direct approach, guys, and I don't make any apologies for that at all. I've got a high standard. That's what I expect, and people will either bend to your standards or not. So my big advice is raise your standards. Okay, lastly, so we've heard if you're in a job, how to raise your value. We've heard if you're unemployed, how to get a job. So if you're a director, you're the owner of your own business, how you add value is from leverage. So how much can you get out there? So what can you do to impact more people is the question you need to ask yourself if you've got your own business. So key thing for this is leverage. So let's say, for example, you've got your own plumbing business and you do one job each day for the week. So you can do 5 jobs a week. Now, if you can take a step back and employ 2 other plumbers, and you're now only doing 2 jobs a week, but you've now got 2 other plumbers who can do 5 jobs a week, it means you're doing 12 jobs a week instead of the 5 that you were doing, basically. So you've created leverage. So ask yourself, how can I generate more? How can I create leverage in terms of my sales, my marketing and my delivery? Okay, I want to show you one last thing. So in any business at all, or anything with generating money, we have these areas. So you have a funnel. Which is your marketing. And then we have sales, and then we have delivery, and then we have referral, and then it goes back round. So let me show you what happens. So marketing goes to sales, sales goes to delivery, That's an arrow. Delivery goes to referrals, and referrals goes to marketing. So, you have a funnel. So, for example, the more you get yourself out there, the more value you can add. If people don't know who you are, then you can't convert that to sales, you can't convert that to money. People have to know who you are, and the more people that know who you are, the more opportunity you've got. So that might be, this is a funnel, so we're trying to funnel into our marketing. It might be word of mouth, it might be videos, it might be posting written content, it might be writing a book, it might be through newspaper adverts, magazine adverts, being on the radio and things like that. So we're trying to funnel people in to our marketing. Your marketing then is basically the funnel, and people are coming in. Once we've got people in, you must convert them to sales. So you must convert them to sales. This is how you generate money, guys. Once we've got sales, you must generate the sales, so that's when somebody said yes. So marketing is making them aware. Sales is getting somebody to say yes. And I'm going to tell you why this is relevant to you in a minute. The sales we then need to deliver. So you need to deliver a product or a service. And then we want a referral. So after people have come to us, like Ethan said there, after he's delivered, somebody else has referred him, and the referrals go back to our marketing. So we've got this cycle going on. So let me explain why this is important to you regardless of what you're doing. So if you're a business owner, then it's pretty obvious. It's exactly as I've just said. You've got a funnel coming in. You've got marketing systems, or that could be traditional marketing from leaflets. It could be email marketing. It could be social media marketing. So you've got all of these different channels. Once you've created awareness, we want a sale. So in my business, this is how it works in the training business. We have a funnel, Facebook ad. You've probably all seen them. They come in. It then takes you through a funnel, and it says, do you want to download our book? Would you like a strategy call? You take a strategy call, and one of our coaches creates a sale. They tell you about our training. You're interested. We show you how to make money. You buy. They've created the sale. Then it comes to the delivery, which is on me, and that's down to me to deliver a service. So I'm delivering how you make money. Once we've done that, I want people to then refer us, and that referring goes back into our marketing. It goes round like that. So let me tell you how that works for you if you don't have a business. Let's say you're wanting to start out in property. It's exactly the same. So on my training, one of the things that I do, I get guys to put a post out and go, right, this is how you reach an audience. And we test it. I do it in the room and I prove that it works. So that's marketing. It's casting your net. We're throwing our net out and we're going, hello, I'm here, and this is what I do. Once we've done that, we want then, for you guys, it might be trying to get an investor. So the sale part is you now presenting a deal to an investor and going, here's my deal, this is what it does, this is how it stacks up. Once you've done that and you've created a sale, so somebody's agreed with you, it's two ways. You've went, this is what I can offer, and they've went, yeah, I really like that, and they agree to it. You've then created the sale. The delivery might be you flipping a property, so it might be buying and renovating a property, or it might be buying a property and letting it out. That's the delivery part. Once we've done that, and if you do this element well, with a high standard, you then get a referral, and your referral comes back to your marketing. So people then, it's the old word of mouth thing. The word of mouth becomes your marketing. So more people are going out there and they're going, I worked with this person, they delivered on time, they delivered a good project. And what you find happens is this starts to build. And when people refer, they're now doing the marketing for you, more people come in, more sales, more opportunity to scale your delivering, more referrals, as long as you've got a high standard, and it goes around and around. That's how you, that's a basic model. And it works for anything. It doesn't matter if you're in business, you're in property, and it even works in life in general, this sort of cycle of how we're going around. So let me give you an example of how this works in relationships. So you go on the piss with your friends, you are marketing. You're there with your brand new top on, with your fancy jeans, or you're a female wearing your pretty little dresses. You are basically marketing yourself. You're out there and you're going, hello, I'm here, I'm dancing, I'm flirting, can you see me? The sale is when you basically have an interaction, and that might be, do you want to go out for a date or something like that? Delivery is whatever your delivery is, if that's base 1, 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you agree to, and how well you deliver that, is then they're going to go and say to their friends, wow, that's Stephen Green, what a fucking legend in bed he was. And you now create more marketing. Guys, this works in any area of life at all. So you are marketing yourself and you are selling yourself at all times without knowing it, or without potentially being aware of it. So you are constantly marketing yourself in terms of communication that you're having, and you're constantly selling yourself of going, I'm this person, I've done that. You're doing it when you go for a job interview. You do it when you've got into any relationship. You're selling in terms of who you are, what you've done, your background. Delivery, again, comes down to your standards, what you put in, you're going to get out, as simple as that. And then your referral. It happens in all areas of life, this basic model. What else do I want to discuss? That's it for today. So I'm going to take a couple of questions. So, quick recap, guys. Last week we went through the mindset around money. Money doesn't happen by chance. So if you want to generate money, money's neither good nor bad, as I said last week. If you have money, it means you can create opportunities, experiences, and you can give the whole lot away if you want. Father's Day today, put a comment in below if you bought your father a gift and what you bought him. Hit them up in the comments. So basically, guys, money's just a transfer of energy. That's all it is. Once you've got the mindset around money, so stop focusing on debt, focus on where you want to be instead. Focus on delayed gratification, not rewarding yourself straight away. So today we've covered a couple of things I just want to go back over. That's how I structured my first deal with no money down. You might be looking at that, guys, and you might not fully understand it. You might go, that blew my head a bit. I'm trying to teach you in 15 minutes. Obviously, on our 3-day training, I've got 24 hours. I've got 3 8-hour days to break this down. But that's basically how you can structure a deal with no money at all. I give the example of a garage for my daughter. Think about it now. Paid 2,200 for a garage, and it produces 720 quid every year for life. It's been rented out the whole time. That lesson to my daughter is generate assets that'll give you cash flow, that'll pay for your lifestyle. And like I said, for 50 years, 2,000 in, 35 grand back out, she passes that to her kids or her grandkids to give them the same lesson what I've given them. That was my lesson of how to structure a deal. Property worth 100 grand, that means they're selling for 100 grand on the street. You bought it for 75 grand, or you agreed it for 75 grand. We loaned on the market value, MV, the market value is 100 grand. If the banks will give you 75% of 100 grand is 75k. It means you don't need to put any money into the deal. And as long as we can show you how to find those deals and the lenders, then we can show you how to build a portfolio. So when I hear people say, I've missed the opportunity, should have done it 10 years ago, should have done it 20 years ago, it's all bullshit. I don't believe in waiting for a market to increase in value. That's a shit strategy. Generate your own below market value deals, generate your own cash through your own creative strategies. Be, do, have. Raise your fucking standards. Raise your standards. Your life, everything about it, your house, your car, your relationships, everything comes down to your standards. Raise your fucking standards in all areas. Look at how you show up. Do you just try to get by in life? Because if you just try to get by, that's the life you're going to have. It's as simple as that. I personally won't tolerate that. I've got a high standard. I expect a certain amount from myself, and I expect that amount from people around me as well. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. It's as simple as that. So when I do things, I have fucking pride in my work. I don't just do something and go, that'll do. Where most people go, that'll do. That'll do is not good enough for me. I want it to be a high standard. So have pride in what you do. Raise the fucking bar. And then we had that model. It works in business, it works in property, it works if you are trying to pull more boyfriends or more girlfriends. It's the same thing. Funnel, marketing, to sales, deliver to a high standard, you'll get referred, and the cycle begins. And if you do that round and round again, you will generate more results, wealth, potentially even more partners, if that's what you're looking for. So that's it from me today. In the next session, I'm going to talk around a couple of creative things. So we're going to take it a little bit further advanced.